I'm Sunny Anderson, in for Sarah Gore out on maternity leave, and this is Open House. This week, we're getting the party started right with some experts in the art of entertaining. We're in New Orleans with author and humorist Julia Reed. Architect Alexander Gorlin and his client show us around a swanky Chelsea party pad. But first, we join Lewis Miller at his client's downtown loft for a look at how flowers can make all the difference. Welcome to Open House. I'm Sunny Anderson, in for my girl Sarah Gore, who's out on maternity leave. I'm the co-host of the Food Network's The Kitchen and author of New York Times best-selling cookbook Sunny's Kitchen, Easy Food for Real Life. Humble brag. It's no exaggeration to say that entertaining at home is an art. So, on today's show, we're meeting a few creative people who know what it takes to make a party look and feel unforgettable. Right now, I'm coming to you from a townhouse that might just be the perfect place to host your next celebration. It's located in the heart of the Upper West Side. I love the contrast between the classic facade and these modern sun-drenched interiors. Spaces include this fabulous kitchen. You know I love a good kitchen, right? And when you want to take the party outside, there's a garden and a roof terrace. At the end of the night, you can retire to the luxurious master bedroom in style, one of the 7 beautiful bedrooms in the home. We're getting started with Lewis Miller, an event and floral designer. His client list is like a who's who of fashion houses, including Bergdorf Goodman, Chanel, Versace, and many others. Miller is known for turning spaces into joyous celebrations of color and nature. Let's take a look at why he thinks flowers are the best way to make any occasion, no matter the size, feel special.
Hi, I'm Lewis, owner of Lewis Miller Design, a floral and event design company in New York City. I'm also the author of Styling Nature, a masterful approach to floral arrangements. Bringing nature into the home and entertaining with flowers is one of life's greatest luxuries. Today we're going to discuss how to decorate your home with flowers for a party. Flowers are an incredible way to make a party instantly feel festive. And they're temporary. It's a short-term love affair and they never outstay their welcome. Generally speaking, you want to have 3 to 5 floral moments in the house when you're entertaining. These focal points should be chosen based on your guests' movements throughout the home and during the party. Let's take a closer look at a few of these moments. The minute guests walk into your home, they should be greeted with 3 things: great lighting, a great scent, and of course, a beautiful floral arrangement. There should be an arrangement in any room where guests will be congregating or even passing for that matter. I had the pleasure of working closely with my client in decorating their apartment. They wanted a home filled with color, personality, and art. Now, if you have the space for it, a large soaring arrangement of flowering branches is a wonderful opportunity to create a bit of drama. To make these arrangements special, try to make a composition out of the arrangements. I like to use a mix of flowers, plant life, and meaningful objects or figures you have in your home. So if you're placing a giant arrangement of flowering branches on a coffee table or just a bud vase by the side table, the placement and choice of flowers and objects should be thoughtful and personal to you. I think candles are essential to creating the right ambiance for your party. But so many of my clients ask me, how do I arrange candles in a way that makes it feel effortless and not contrived? Basically, think of how a water droplet would fall and all the smaller droplets it would create. Think of this visual and group your candles in this way. Also, it's a nice touch to vary the sizes, color, and texture of the glass votives. Flowers can also help to define different spaces where you are entertaining. These poppies separate the living room from the dining room. If you are throwing a party that includes a dinner, make sure the table that you and your guests are sitting at is an experience. The arrangements where you're eating need to be small. You can do a larger arrangement on a sideboard, but for the actual table, you need to keep things low so that your guests feel connected. If you really want to wow your guest, include a napkin treatment or a fun place card. Something small and special that coordinates with the dining room table arrangements is a sophisticated choice. Entertaining with flowers is a very personal thing and should be a joyful experience. but balance and harmony is crucial. Always take your surroundings into thoughtful consideration, but most of all, have fun. I hope I've inspired you to bring nature and color into your home. Thanks for popping by.
Coming up next, we join event planner David Mon at his loft for a look at how to throw the perfect cocktail party.
Open House is sponsored in part by Coldwell Banker, the real estate company with real advantages. Find your home today at coldwellbanker.com.
Welcome back. Event designer David Mon is known for overseeing elegant galas for clients like Tiffany's and the Met, so I'd say he knows a thing or two. Now he invites us into his luxurious loft in the Flatiron District for a look at what he does when he throws a party in his own home.
Hi, I'm David, and welcome to my loft here in the Flatiron in New York. And this is Sammy. I'm about to have a few friends over for cocktails and a buffet supper, some of my most favorite things, and let me show you what I've done to make it really special, a night that they're going to remember. When I looked at allotting this space for the apartment from the blank canvas, I wanted this to feel comfortable to accommodate 100 people and intimate as well for 2. And the way I achieved that was to break up the space into 3 separate areas. Let me show you. The main way that I delineated the spaces was to use the Doric column. I chose the Doric column because it was not only just it was the first column that was created, but even today it's as modern and as pure as it was in its first use. You know, I want every guest as they first come to feel comfortable and feel at ease, so I chose 2 particular pieces of furniture. The Knoll sofa, it's higher back, these Swedish models of chairs that I use in the fireplace to make you feel just a little cozy. And even Sammy thinks it's the most comfortable. And the focal point of this space is the fireplace. I love fire, I love its warmth, its connectivity to us, and I also love symmetry, and I placed a second fireplace at the other end of the apartment, so we begin and then we end. So this living room is actually 2,200 square feet, and I needed scale in it, and the table was the most important element of that. I was so fortunate I found this table. It was a massive old table from a bank. I found it in the flea market in Paris. You know, at the same time of bringing massive scale to the apartment, I wanted it to feel intimate. I used this urn so it could have a space to be able to put big, beautiful plants. And the height of it allows us to feel like we're sort of in an umbrella and feel very intimate when we're sitting down at the table at the benches. Come, now let's have supper. Naturally, at every party, everybody always seems to gravitate and end up in the kitchen. So when I designed my kitchen, I wanted it to be form and function, and I wanted it to be a working kitchen as well as something really beautiful. For this party, I've set up a buffet. You know, when I set up a buffet, I start with just a plate first, leaving the utensils to the end, keeping your hands free so you can work through the buffet and dig in. After everyone has had much to eat, the perfect ending for me in the evening is taking cognac and brandies back to the lounge area of the apartment and let everybody relax and gossip a little bit. In this space, I added this screen with the columns to add that sense of intimacy and height. But since it's glass, it doesn't entirely break off the space. You know, but the point of this whole area is just to simply sit and relax. And I used very low profile, comfortable furniture, including this wonderful daybed. And I centered this space, just like the front, with the fireplace and the mirror, to give a sense of closure, just like how every good party should end. Thank you for coming into my home. I hope you've been able to see that elegance and purpose go hand in hand, and that it isn't really a science, it's actually an art. The art of entertaining.
Now that was a spread. David, consider this my RSVP. Can I get a +1 or a +2? Up next, architect Alexander Gorlin explains his theatrical approach in the design of his client's loft. We'll be right back. Welcome back. When hired to create a chic space from scratch, architect Alexander Gorlin decided to take a theatrical approach to the project. He wanted to create a stage, a place to see and be seen. We join Alex and the owner, Joe, for a closer look.
Hi, I'm Alex Gorlin. I'm the architect of this Chelsea loft.
I'm Joe Bolduc, and I have the great good fortune of living here.
And we're very excited to show you around today.
My husband, the interior designer, came home one day and told me that he found this amazing space. He brought me here to look at it. I wept because it was in such a state of disrepair. I couldn't really see what it might be, but Alex could.
The challenge was to really create a comfortable place to live, to entertain, but mainly to really be a sanctuary for both of them.
This 2,700 square foot loft was originally a handbag factory, and it was very important that you got a sense of the origins of the space.
We actually wanted to create the idea of a boulevard, the idea that there are open spaces, the kitchen is a cafe, the living room is a park, the bedroom is a bordello. I call it theatrical architecture, a place to see and be seen.
We wanted it to be a place that was playful, where people could project their fantasies.
Isn't this super cool?
This swing is one of the more playful elements that we wanted as part of the house. During our parties, this is one of the spots that people come and take selfies.
In fact, I call this the Instagram apartment, and I'm proud of that.
Another playful element that we've incorporated is the theatrical lighting design. We actually had a theatrical lighting designer come in and design the lights for the entire space. We wanted to create almost a blank palette that you could project color across.
And I like it because it creates different architectural and emotional moods. The location of the kitchen is the most important element in the design of the loft. And in its design, we were looking to make a very fun performance space.
We wanted to create the industrial heart of the apartment here because what we knew was that when this was a factory, this is where the actual work got done. So we wanted it to feel like a machine in terms of the texture, the metal, the colors, the feel.
It's funny because Le Corbusier said a house should be a machine for living in. I think we've achieved that.
One of the more personal things that Alex incorporated for Jeff and I was these zinc countertops. We love Paris, and this reminded us of all the cafes and the bars that we would visit in Paris and we love so much.
Now, usually, the bedroom is the most private part of an apartment. We've reversed that expectation by mirroring the enormous door that closes it off from the rest of the apartment. When it's closed, it looks like there's no door there because it's mirrored. And when it's open, it's most inviting and draws people into the bedroom.
And that's exactly what we wanted. No space was off limits. So when we have parties, we have a bartender back here. People have drinks and cocktails in the shower. The entire space gets upended, and what was private becomes public.
We hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this unique, one-of-a-kind New York loft.
Living here has been the realization of our dream New York City home. Thank you for coming.
Up next, Lexi Lawson, cast member of the hit show Hamilton, shows us why her home is the perfect place to chill with friends on those rare Broadway days off. Welcome back. Now we join singer and actress Lexi Lawson at her Midtown apartment. Lexi is currently playing Eliza Hamilton in Lin-Manuel Miranda's Tony-winning hit show Hamilton. With 8 sold-out shows a week, Lexi is pretty busy. But on those rare hours away from the Great White Way, she loves to entertain, and she designed her apartment with that in mind. Let's join her for a tour.
Hi, I'm Lexi Lawson. Welcome to my home in New York City overlooking West 42nd Street. I have a really busy schedule. I do 8 shows a week, so when I come home, I wanted to either unwind or entertain. So the design of my home had to reflect that. Come on, let me show you. This here is my entryway. I set up this serene vignette to express gratitude when I am entering my apartment and leaving my apartment. It's filled with natural elements, crystals, gemstones, things that have inspired the rest of my apartment. And on a practical level, it's just great to have a last look on the way out. Plus, when you're having a party, people just want to make sure they look good. Come on, let me show you my living room. My personal design for my home was modern boho chic. I wanted everything to be really soft, natural, light, and airy. The first thing that I noticed when I walked in here was obviously this amazing view and the window with the natural light. It was just breathtaking. The kitchen, living room, and dining room are all open, so it flows and feels really natural in here. I wanted to have lots of different options for seating, but I didn't want it to look cluttered, so I chose lots of different textures and different heights and levels, like the L-shaped couch, the linen lounge chair, the ottoman, and my favorite, the beanbag. So let's go check out the kitchen and dining room area. One of the most important things about an open floor plan is to make every room feel special. Even my kitchen needed to feel like it was somewhere you wanted to be. This dining table seats 6. It's perfect for a small dinner party. I love the classic seating, but I brought in a bench to keep it a little more casual because I want nothing in my home to feel stuffy. And when your guests have left, this is the perfect place to end the night. I was inspired by a cabin in Aspen surrounded by trees. So I interpreted that by bringing lots of tones and textures that reminded me of nature. Wood furniture and accessories, a linen headboard, a faux fur blanket. I also have a lot of arrows in here. Arrows are one of my favorite decorative elements. It's a reminder to always move forward and never look back. It's important to remember that a great home is a happy home filled with family and friends, so I invited over my Hamilton sisters, Alicia and Cindy, for a toast on our day off. Yes, woo! Woo! Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my home. Cheers!
Up next, author, entertaining expert, and all-around amazing woman, Julia Reed invites us into her stylish New Orleans home. Welcome back. I'm Sunny Anderson, filling in for my girl Sarah Gore, who's out on maternity leave. Now, let's join author Julia Reed at her elegant apartment in the heart of New Orleans' Garden District, a city well known for revelry. I know, because I used to live there. She shows why her home is the perfect place for her legendary soirees.
Hi, I'm Julia Reed. I'm a writer based in New Orleans, and this is Henry, the very stubborn beagle. We live in a penthouse apartment just up the street in the Garden District. The greatest thing about living in the Garden District is exactly what the name implies, the gardens. There's incredible canopies of live oak trees and magnolias all through the area. It's an amazingly beautiful place to live. Let's go take a look. Good boy. Welcome to my home. I love this apartment because it's got such openness and airiness, and the streams of light that comes in through these incredible French doors and French windows that go out to a balcony. It's a really fun place to entertain, and I do entertain a lot. A good party space needs lots of different places for people to sit down, to put their drink down, to put their plate in their lap. And I'm not like a stressed out entertainer. I mean, I know friends who won't allow red wine at cocktail parties because they don't want it to spill on their furniture. I mean, that is ridiculous. They've now been spilled on so many times, it's like a little pattern on there. And you just go with it. This area would be considered the sort of living room of the house, I guess. It's definitely the most formal area. These are the benches that were covered in this hand-dyed sort of lime green silk. This sofa, covered in this same green silk, sat beneath this painting in my grandmother's house in Nashville during my entire childhood. So that makes me really happy. I love using old family pieces with great memories. This is my favorite place to come and sit and have a drink, even when I've only got one person over. What I realized when we moved from the house on First Street and into this space was that it's not the physical structure of a place that makes a home, it's the stuff inside it. So wherever I go, if I've got a few of these pieces with me, I know I'll feel at home. And I'm really glad you came to visit this home with me today.
Well, that's all for now, but it was such a pleasure and a joyful in for my girl Sarah Gore this week. Thank you, girl. I had a good time and I cannot wait to see your new addition. We totally hope you were inspired by some of these fabulous ideas for your next celebration. And for some culinary inspiration, watch The Kitchen and pick up my cookbook, Sunny's Kitchen. And if you want to see any of these homes or designers again, all you have to do is head to openhousetv.com. You can also keep up with us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at Open House TV. Thanks for watching.